Hello everyone, this is part 5 of What If Naruto and Hinata Fell in Love, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. It was lunchtime in the academy. Hey Kimmy, shouted a girl with long blonde hair, spiky bangs and 2 pieces of hair that framed her face, and whisker marks on her cheeks. She had lavender eyes. She had on an orange dress that reached her knees which was opened on the sides. She had on underneath navy blue pants that reached her ankles. She had on the blue ninja shoes. Her name was Nina Uzumaki. What? Replied a girl with black bangs and pink long hair. She had emerald eyes. She had on a blue Chinese top, and the zipper was a ruby color, with matching gloves that reached her elbow while the fingers were open. God, I hope you get what I mean. If not, I'll draw it and somehow show you all. She had matching blue pants that reached her knees. She had her blue ninja shoes, and her name was Kimi Uchiha. Wait up, said Nina. Okay, replied Kimi. Let's have lunch together, said Nina. Sure, said Kimi when she saw her older brother by only 5 minuets. The young boy had black hair just like his father, though people called him a girl due to his short hair like his mother, but more in like if it was a ponytail, with onyx eyes. Sukyu-kun, said Nina blushing lightly. Hey, said Sukyu. What do you want? Asked Kimi. Just so you won't get your lazier home late. Mom forced me to take you home after class, said Sukyu. Whatever, said Kimi, paying no attention to her annoying brother. She took Nina into one place boys would try to get into, but never managed to enter, the girls' locker room. Kimi, what's wrong? You seem jumpy. Asked Nina. Nothing, I guess I just feel pissed off, said Kimi. Or do you like a certain person? Questioned Nina. Kimi turned red. No, you're as red as a tomatoes, teased Nina. When Kimi was sweating, they heard the bell. Let's go before we're late, said Kimi, running out of the locker room. When they reached 2 seats up front, they had gotten to see Shin, Kimi and Sukyu's older brother. Hey everyone, listen up, said the brunette. Today is your finals, so I hope you practiced your shadow clone jutsu. Hi, shouted everyone in the classroom. Good, now, each one of you will be tested individually, so wait until your name is called, then come in through the room next door, said Shin. When he started calling kid by kid, most of the kids came out with a headband. When Sukyu entered, he came out with his headband. Don't screw this up, said Sukyu, cold as ever. Don't worry Barker, I will pass, shouted Kimi. Kimi, you're next, said Shin. Hi, said Kimi, determined. She was like her mother, perfect at chakra control. She managed to do the clones and had received her headband. After a while, Nina was finally called in. Uzumaki, Nina, you're next, said Shin. Hi, replied Nina, shy as ever. She was like her mother in personality but was born with the Hyuga eyes, and the 9-tailed fox's ability. She had hidden chakra like if she had a baby version of the fox. Hey Nina, don't screw up, said a voice. What was that? Thought Nina. Hey Nina, are you there? Show us what you got, said the proctor along with Shin. Okay, here I go. Shadow clone jutsu, shouted Nina. When 3 perfect clones came out, unlike everyone else, she was the only one who did clones just like her dad. You pass, said Shin, throwing a headband at her. Arigato, said the young blonde. When she exited, the others stared at her weirdly when Kimi pushed through the crowds and pulled her paralyzed friend out of the crowd. Hey, you passed, congratulations, said Kimi when Sukyu came. Hey, come on, where mom and dad is waiting outside for us, said the emotionless boy. When all 3 exited outside, they saw their parents. Nina, you graduated, congratulations, shouted Naruto, lifting his daughter up. Thanks dad, said Nina, when Naruto placed her on his shoulder. Come, your mom's waiting at home, and she's making our favorite chicken ramen, shouted Naruto. Really, yeah, shouted Nina. When they were gone, Sasuke came to pick up Kimi and Sukyu. Guess what dad, I passed, said Kimi. It shocked me too, smirked Sukyu. Good job you too, said Sasuke, smiling at his kids. This was just like old times, except he wasn't lonely and it was his kids who were graduating. Also, it wasn't the old man Hokage but Lady Chuand. When they arrived home, Sasuke saw Sakura cooking. He wrapped his arms around her waist and said, "We're home." "EWW," shouted Kimi, "get a room." You're such a child, said Sukyu disappointed. So you too graduated, I'm so proud, said Sakura giving her two kids a hug. Ah, Mom, you squashing me too hard, can't breathe, joked Kimi. When Sakura let go, she saw her kids, with love and tenderness. Dinner will be ready in about an hour, so go outside and play, they're growing up so fast. I know, replied. Meanwhile, Oni-chan, shouted Nina on her father's shoulder. Nina, Oko-san, said Anju tired. Anju was more developed, her hair reached her knees, her yellow eyes shined in the sunlight, she had on a blue Chinese shirt with no sleeves, though she had sleeves on her elbow. With black shorts, and on top of that she had a lavender apron. Her black ninja shoes reached her ankles. Not so easy being a ninja, said Naruto. No, said Anju, but it's worth it. That's my girl, said Naruto patting his daughter on the head. When Hinata came out, Nina leaped out of Naruto's shoulder and into her mother's warm embrace. I heard that you pass, said Hinata. Ha, said Nina blushing. I'm so proud of you, said Hinata hugging her little daughter when she noticed Anju waiting there. I'm also proud, let's go train sometime, said Anju. Hey come on, no you sound like Naruto, said Hinata, first you're going to eat, the ramen is ready. Yeah, shouted the three ninjas. I knew you'd all be happy, said Hinata when they all rushed inside. She saw a little child on the streets. When Hinata blinked, the child was gone. That was strange, thought Hinata. Recap. I'm so proud of you, said Hinata hugging her little daughter when she noticed Anju waiting there. I'm also proud, let's go train sometime, said Anju. Hey come on, no you sound like Naruto, said Hinata, first you're going to eat, the ramen is ready. Yeah, shouted the three ninjas. I knew you'd all be happy, said Hinata when they all rushed inside. She saw a little child on the streets. When Hinata blinked, the child was gone. That was strange, thought Hinata. The next day. Good morning, Kimi, said Nina. Morning, replied Kimi stretching. She placed her headband on her forehead. Let's go, said Sukyu. Morning, replied Kimi and Nina. It was just like every morning. Kimi and Sukyu would argue and race to school. Nina usually walked to school by herself. When she reached the academy, she met up with Anju. Oni-chan, said Nina excited, is it true that we are going to get a Junin today? Yeah, so hurry up before you're late, said Anju looking at her little sister. In the classroom, Sukyu and Kimi were sitting together. Nina took a seat next to Sukyu, who was currently arguing with Kimi. You always act like you if you are better than everyone, but reality check you're not. Shouted Kimi. Maybe not everyone, but I'm way better than you, shot Sukyu. Well, they're at it again, thought Nina. This Uchihas are such a drag, whined a boy behind them. Like always, Kin-kun, replied Nina, when she faced the arguing twins. Sukyu turned his face at Nina, ignoring Kimi when she pushed him, making Sukyu and Nina K, when he let go. Nina Gamen, said Sukyu embarrassed. Nina was in shock and her face turned apple red and she fainted. Niece, smirked Kin. Shut up, Nara, shouted Sukyu, shaking Nina to wake up. When she woke up, class had already begun. Okay class, it's time to pick you teams, said Shin with a list of names. Minus 30 minutes later. Team 7, Uzumaki Nina, Uchiha Kimi, and Uchiha Sukyu. Mother fu, why am I stuck with Sukyu, cursed Kimi out loud. As I was saying, Team 8, Nara Kin, Yamanki Karu and Yin, said Shin. Team 9, Inazuka Akai, Hyuga Naku, and Abru Michi, I don't know his last name. Shino, that's his son. When Shin has placed everyone in a team, he left and let everyone go to his or her team. An hour later. Sorry I'm late, but I had a big lecture from Kakashi-sensei, said Anju. Oni-chan, shouted Nina. Yeah, I'm with you guys. They thought putting two Uchihas in a team would need two Junin, so I afford to take the job, replied Anju. At the training field. Okay. Even though we know each other, let's still introduce ourselves, explained Anju. My name is Uzumaki Nina, I want to be the best that I can be, I like chicken ramen, and I hate L, said the blonde. My name is Uchiha Kimi, I want to be the best medical ninja, follow my mother's footsteps, I like, starts to squeal like a girl, I hate my brother, said Kimi. My name is Uchiha Sukyu, I only have one goal and that's to follow my father, I want to be just like him, and I hate my little sister, stated Sukyu. You forgot to say that you like Ni. Before Kimi could finish, Sukyu didn't allow her to finish. Not another word, said Sukyu very coldly. Okay, you all now me Uzumaki Anju, I like Ken and ramen, I hate L as well, said Anju. Someone gave me a good suggestion on how to train you three, so meet me here at daybreak, and the fun will start then, explained Anju, disappearing into a puff of smoke. Your sister's weird, stated Kimi. I know, but she has her reasons, explained Nina. We'd better head home, said Sukyu, looking at the storm clouds approaching. Fine, said Kimi. When the twins jumped up into a tree, they noticed that Nina was heading a different direction. Nina, where are you going? Asked Kimi when she saw the blonde running. She was the fastest one in the team. Soon Nina was to ahead and Kimi and Sukyu were left behind. Nina kept on running to the deep ends of Connor. Someone's asking for help, said Nina. When she reached a young man who was hanging from a cliff. Someone help, shouted the young man. He was about to fall off the cliff when Nina took his hand. I got you. When she managed to help him, he was scared, or at least it looked like he was scared. Are you okay? Asked Nina. The young man had black spiky hair, and deep onyx eyes just like the Uchihas. My name is Tin-Chi, said the young boy. My name is Uzumaki Nina. Before she could finish, the little boy pushed her off the cliff. Goodbye Uzumaki, said Tin-Chi, laughing manically. The cliff was 52 feet high, so Nina is falling from a 52 feet cliff. Before she could hit the ground, Naruto saved her. Oko-san, said Nina with a tear rolling down her tan cheek. Who pushed you? Asked Naruto. Tin-Chi, replied Nina. Tin-Chi, I never heard of him, replied Naruto. When he ran up the cliff, the little boy was gone. Naruto carried his little daughter bridal style, home. When Naruto entered his home, he was soaking wet. It seemed like the storm reached them. Naruto, what happened to Nina? Asked Hinata as she rushed to her daughter in her husband's arms. When Nina woke up, Hinata hugged her daughter. Ninafathapanade, are you okay? Did someone hurt you? Asked Hinata all at once. I'm fine, Mom, replied Nina, rubbing her head. You said some kid pushed you. Do you remember who he was? Asked Naruto. Tin-Chi, he had dark eyes just like Sukyu-kun, replied Nina. Dark eyes? Asked Hinata. Either way, dinner's ready, added Hinata, worried. When everyone sat at the table, and started eating rice balls filled in with chicken. Later that night. Oni-chan, can I ask you a question? Sure, replied Anju, sitting up on her bed. I wanted to know why was I only one who could hear things like someone yelling from far away? Asked Nina. What do you mean? I was the only one who heard Tin-Chi screaming for help. Really? Well, I really don't now. But if you find out something, just tell me, said Anju with a smile. Oh, okay. Arigato Oni-chan, said Nina weakly. When she headed to her room, she heard that same voice. She ran to that same location, and it was the roof. She saw the little boy singing, well, more like humming. You're back, so you didn't like my present? Asked Tin-Chi playfully. Who are you? Asked Nina. My dad knew your dad, why don't you ask him? Oh, I forgot they're keeping something from you, he, you're a stupid little fox, said Tin-Chi. What do you mean, little fox? I was born with whiskers, nothing more. Yelled Nina. You're a demon, a monster, a creature whose hungers for be. Shot Tin-Chi. No, I am not, yelled Nina. She fell to her knees. Monster, Blondie's a monster, sang Tin-Chi, when a certain Uchiha appeared behind the bazoo. You're causing a disturbance to Nina, you brat, said Sukyu. When he see the kid right in the tea, he disappeared into a puff of smoke. Sukyu ran towards Nina, who was confused at this point. Nina, are you okay? Asked Sukyu. I'm confused, was all Nina said before she fainted. Just like always, mentioned Sukyu. He lifted up her fragile body and took her back inside. It seems like Tin-Chi put some sort of sound barrier that only allowed Tin-Chi and Nina to hear, but in this case also Sukyu. He placed her on her bed, though there was something different, her whiskers were darker. Sukyu-kun, mumbled Nina in her sleep. He quickly left, no one had noticed him, and he arrived home the same way he left the Uzumaki residence. Recap. Just like always, mentioned Sukyu, he lifted up her fragile body and took her back inside. It seems like Tin-Chi put some sort of sound barrier that only allowed Tin-Chi and Nina to hear, but in this case also Sukyu. He placed her on her bed, though there was something different, her whiskers were darker. Sukyu-kun, mumbled Nina in her sleep. He quickly left, no one had noticed him, and he arrived home the same way he left the Uzumaki residence. The next day. Bye mom, said Nina running outside to see Kimi and Sukyu. Morning Nina, said Kimi. Sukyu just stared. Good morning Kimi, Sukyu-kun, said Nina shy as ever, she just got a cold stare from the Uchiha male. At the training ground. Where's Anju-sensei, whined Kimi. I don't know but you shut the hell up, shouted Sukyu. Kimi jumped him, but was soon stopped when her stomach grumbled. I didn't even eat anything, complained Kimi. Same here, replied Nina taking out a bento from her book bag. You brought food? Asked Kimi. I figured if we ate before Anju Oni-chan came we can gain energy, since teamwork is important, replied Nina opening up the bento revealing the tasty food. Sukyu joined them. When it was noon, Anju appeared and noticed all three ninjas ready to fight. So you're late, said Sukyu. I was talking to my father, replied Anju placing her hands on her hips. Got a problem with that? Be careful with what you say, because that could be your last shot, Sukyu. Okay, when I say start, good luck on getting these bells, replied Anju revealing 2 golden bells. But Oni-chan, there are only 2 bells, replied Nina. That means that one of you will fail and go back to the academy, replied Anju. This left all 3 genin in shock, then they were excited. Bring it, shouted Kimi. All right, get ready, set, go, shouted Anju and all 3 ninja ran to a hiding spot. Good job, I honestly don't know where any of you 3 are, said Anju closing her eyes and taking a seat. What the hell is she doing, thought Sukyu. Kimi was nearby and Nina was underneath. It seems like they had the same idea and all ran at her. Anju stood still and watched the 3 genin run towards her. She easily dodged their attack when Sukyu found an opening. He punched Anju, but it was only a shadow clone. Damn it, said Sukyu, they left themselves open. Anju was sitting on a tree. Is that all Uchiha Sukyu, said Anju. Cage Bushin no Jutsu, shouted Nina, when 20 Ninas appeared. Okay, said Anju doing the same jutsu when 20 Anjus appeared. Their battle was shortened when Anju realized that they were in a genjutsu. Screamed Nina. I told you demon you're not like the others, said Tenchi, you're the Nine-Tails child. Leave me alone, shouted Nina. She saw the Nine-Tails fox destroying the village and kill the citizens. All she saw was be everywhere, it was like a nightmare that didn't want to go away. She was in the middle of Connor and saw the Kyuubi growling and stepping on the humans. That's when she saw a man who looked like her father standing on a giant toad perform a jutsu and sealed the Nine-Tails away. She was soon standing next to the young man holding a baby. That's your grandfather, said Tenchi. So the baby is my father? Asked Nina. The 4th Hokage and Nina was out of the genjutsu. She was face to face when Tenchi, who had a grin planted on his face. Don't forget Kyuubi, your father and you will said Tenchi running off somewhere. Anju found her. Nina, are you okay? Nina, asked Anju shaking her little sister whose eyes were blank and confused. Kimi and Sukyu appeared behind Anju and watched Nina stand there not moving as if she were Nina snap out of it, shouted Kimi. She soon fainted and entered her mind. There she saw it, a fox with 1 tail. Nina, don't be afraid, I'm your demon, said the fox. Who am I? You're Nina, of course. Who are you? Asked Nina. My name is, well, I don't have one, replied the fox. You look like a Luna to me. It's nice to meet you, said Nina smiling. Yes friend, added Luna shaking Nina's hands. Sukyu her, I bet she'll wake up, smirked Kimi. She pushed him closer to Nina's face. He could hear her breathing gently when Nina woke up. She was face to face with Sukyu and fainted. She's back, said Anju taking her little sister, when Kimi whispered something in her ears. She immediately took Nina and placed her on Sukyu's back. As your sensei, I order you to carry Nina, said Anju holding back her giggles. Whatever, replied Sukyu holding Nina tightly so he won't let go. Halfway home later, Nina started waking up and recognized the onyx hair. So you finally woke up, said Sukyu placing her on the ground gently. She was only inches away from him, when she felt her heart beat a couple of beats. Oh, he's cute, smirked Luna. Luna. Nina likes Sukyu, sung Luna. Shut up, shouted Nina, catching her teammate's attention. Final go, said Tsukyu, hurt he was mumbling something. Before she could apologize, she ran back home. Nina, are you okay? Asked Hinata, watching Nina run to her room. Girl problems? Asked Naruto, hugging his wife. I guess so, replied Hinata. When Anju came in, man, why did she run? Said Anju, taking her shoes off, and watched Naruto and Hinata holding each other. So what happened? Asked Hinata. Oko-san, there's a problem. Nina found out about the fox. This Tenchi guy spoiled it, said Anju with a serious tone. Tenchi again? That bastard is causing problems every day, said Naruto with his eyes turning red. Calm down, Naruto honey, replied Hinata, looking at Naruto get upset, his eyes turned back into the ocean blue eyes. Something has to be done, stated Naruto. Recap. Oko-san, there's a problem. Nina found out about the fox. This Tenchi guy spoiled it, said Anju with a serious tone. Tenchi again? That bastard is causing problems every day, said Naruto with his eyes turning red. Calm down, Naruto honey, replied Hinata, looking at Naruto get upset, his eyes turned back into the ocean blue eyes. Something has to be done, stated Naruto. The next day in Konoha. Team 7 meet up in the same place as the day before. Things seem kind of different, the smell in the air changed, like if they are being watched. All of a sudden they could feel the air get harder. Kimi and Tsukyu were on the ground breathing hard. Anju and Nina were the only two who were standing in their own 2 feet. Oni-chan, what's happening? Asked Nina, shaking Kimi and Tsukyu. They're knocked out, replied Anju with a serious tone. Why? Asked Nina, when her father appeared next to Anju. Nina, you have to calm down first of all, said Naruto, looking at his little girl. Hi, replied Nina, relaxed, everything changed back, the fresh air is fresh again. Nina, there is something that we have been keeping a secret from you, and I think that you're ready, said Naruto, determined. Dad, I'm a demon, asked Nina. Not exactly, replied Naruto. We are vessels for demons, said Anju. We? What do you mean, we? Replied Nina. We have demons, mine is the demons of the oceans, Dad's is the Nine-Tails fox, and you are the Nine-Tails daughter's vessel, explained Anju. Is this true? Then Tenchi was right, replied Nina, surprised. When 2 ears popped out, she reached out for them and shrieked. Naruto and Anju looked closely, making Nina feel uneasy. Has this ever happened before? Added Nina. No, replied Anju, poking the ears to see if they were real fox ears. What am I? Asked Nina. Wait, that's brown chakra, the demon's chakra, so they're not real, responded Naruto, signing in relief. Oh, thank goodness, replied Nina, signing in relief. That means that my chakra is purple, Dad's red, and yours is brown, said Anju. When Kimi and Tsukyu woke up, Nina's ears went away. What happened? Asked Kimi. You two passed out when Dad came, replied Anju. How long were we knocked out? Asked Tsukyu. Half an hour, replied Naruto. Meanwhile, somewhere in the trees. Don't worry, little fox, you'll and your father, said Tenchi. Back at the training ground. Okay, everybody, our mission is to the Sand Country. We need to meet up with the Kazekage to had some doents about a future event, said Anju, holding a scroll. You are to meet here in an hour, so get ready, inform your parents and get here in an hour. Hi, said Team 7. They started walking back into the village, watching a huge crowd just stare at them. I wonder what's their problem? Asked Nina. Hey, did you lose something? Shouted Kimi, pissed. Everyone backed away. The nerve of these people, added Kimi. When she faced Nina, she saw a look of uneasiness. It was quiet all the way back to the Uchiha compound. Nina kept walking towards her house. She walked in and saw Hinata cooking. Mom. Yes, replied Hinata, looking at her daughter. How did you and Dad meet? Asked Nina. That's a long story, said Hinata, blushing, remembering the past. You two have been together for a really long time, replied Nina. Yeah, but why all of a sudden you want to know? Asked Hinata, whopping her hands on a handkerchief. Just wondering, replied Nina, going into her room and preparing her bag. She heard Kimi and Tsukyu calling out for her. Nina, hurry up, shouted Kimi, jumping on top of Tsukyu. Hurry up before she KME, shouted Tsukyu playfully. Coming, replied Nina, running towards the exit, receiving a bento from her mom. Have a nice mission, said Hinata. Oh, I forgot, said Nina, running into their weapons closet. She took out a demon shuriken. Now I'm ready. Have fun, replied Hinata, waving her daughter goodbye as she joined Kimi and Tsukyu. At the gate, good you guys are here, said Anju, now let's begin. They walked until the sun went down and the moon went up along with the stars. Alright, we're camping out right here, Tsukyu go ahead and fish, Nina go get the firewood and Kimi stay with me preparing the tents, now go. Ordered Anju and everyone obeyed. Tsukyu went to a nearby river and started fishing while Nina went into the forest deeper to find some firewood and Kimi helped build up the tents. With Tsukyu, someone was keeping a close eye on Tsukyu. Whoever is hiding, come out, I know you're behind that tree, said Tsukyu, taking his fishing pole and placing it on the ground. It was a girl that appeared behind the tree. At first she seems like a helpless 12 years old. She had short silver hair pulled into a ponytail and dark purple eyes. She was an adorable child. Excuse me, sir, I was wondering if you can help me find my parents, replied the little girl as she approached Tsukyu. He just stood there and watched her approach him. Meanwhile, Nina was collecting firewood when Tenchi appeared. He stood face to face with Nina, he pushed her onto a tree. Demon child, how have you been? Asked Tenchi as if nothing happened. Tenchi, who are you? Asked Nina in what seemed like a whisper. What, I can't hear you, said Tenchi. Who are you? Shouted Nina. I'm your worst nightmare, I'm gonna make sure that every last demon disappears from the face of this earth. My father risked his life to collect you demons and take your power, said Tenchi manically. You mean that Akatsuki, your father, was a part of that organization? My father told me that they eliminated them, said Nina, getting a punch from Tenchi. Shut the hell me, you be your father, my father. Shouted Tenchi. The moon was high, reflecting on Nina's tan face. You could see the fear and confusion in her eyes. Your sister and father are going to hell. That was the last straw. You have no right to insult us. Just because we were either born or sealed with a demon isn't our fault, said Nina, gaining power. We are human, we try to accept people like you, and the way that you people treat us, added Nina, her eyes were changing to a be red. Those demons can take over you at any time and chaos all. I admit what my father did was wrong, but you have no right to tell me that demons and humans are alike. 'Cause we're not, barked Tenchi, squeezing Nina's shoulder. She let go of his grip and prepared to fight. If you won't learn the easy way, then you'll learn the hard way, stated Nina, taking her shurikens out. If that's how it shall be done, then bring it, said Tenchi, preparing to do hand signs. Nina made quick hand signs. Multi-shadow clone jutsu, shouted Nina. It looked like 1,000 clones appeared. Sharingan, said Tenchi, his onyx eyes now became red Sharingan eyes. You're an Uchiha? Asked Nina. What's it to ya? Replied Tenchi, smirking. No matter what, I will not lose to you, said Nina, sounding like her father, strong and determined. All you Uzumakis are nothing but pieces of trash that the wind picked up, chuckled Tenchi. Shut the F up, you team, you have no right to talk about my clan like that, shouted Nina. Tenchi started running and fought off the clones and ran straight to Nina. When he s her in the stomach, she disappeared. I'm everywhere, you'll have to find me, said Nina, giggling. Damn fox, shouted Tenchi, fighting every clone that he can reach. Meanwhile, poor little Uchiha, Tenchi-kun picked a great one to K, said Kanemi. What do you know about Tenchi? Asked Tsukyu. Why, he didn't tell you, asked Kanemi, giggling. Oh well, then I can't tell you. Little B, thought Tsukyu. Meanwhile, back to Kimi and Anju, a mysterious shadow follows them. Hey, the coward who's hiding, come out from hiding, said Anju, pointing at the tree the person's in. The person came out from hiding. It was a familiar person who hunted Anju since she was little. Long time no see, Anju, said the man. Ren, is that you? Asked Anju, her beautiful yellow eyes went blank. Yeah, it's me, said Ren, and I came back from hell to get you, added the man. Sensei, who is he? Asked Kimi. Sensei, are you okay? Anju fell to her knees. It can't be you, Dad. Ku. Who is he? Asked Kimi. Shut up, brat. That man is not you. Father Naruto stole you and my Hina away. Shouted Ren. What? Said Kimi in shock. How the hell did you come back to life? Shouted Anju. It nice little boy who goes by Tenchi brought me back to life, said Ren, looking up at the midnight sky. His dream is just like mine. He wants to kill Naruto and his bratty daughter, added Ren, his eyes it went from crazy to maniacal. You bastard, I'm gonna K you and make sure you stay S, shouted Anju, preparing her bow and chakra arrows. You don't want to K your student now, said Ren, holding Kimmy in a headlock. What the F, get off of me, shouted Kimmy, struggling to let go this man's grip. She kicked him in the knee, forcing to let go. Humph, never in UF mind touch me like that, shouted Kimmy. Annoying B, cursed Ren. He did some hand seals and touched the ground. It was unbelievable, it was like a horror movie. The S came back, it looked like a million had appeared. What is this? Shouted Anju. Kimmy ran to her side. She put on this long gloves with finger holes. What do we do, sensei? Asked Kimmy. Hold on, give me a sec, responded Anju. She is concentrating and tried to listen to Ren's mind. No use in listening, remember I am your father and know about you mind reading abilities, thought Ren. Damn it, thought Anju. My best guess is to take down Ren and the S will sleep in peace again, said Anju. Hold of as many as you can. Hi, replied Kimmy. She can hear the of the S. Now the ninja who have S are running towards her. She gathered up chakra to her feet and started kicking the S. Back to Nina and Tenchi. You just won't give up, will you? Shouted Tenchi. He was on a tree. I will never give up to a trash like you, Tenchi, responded Nina. She charged for Tenchi with her demon shurikuen. She threw at him. Though he caught it, it was only a clone, and the real shurikuen attacked from behind. It got him in the back. He took it out and threw it down to the ground. You think that you can get me those pathetic clones, said Tenchi with a smirk. You haven't seen nothing yet, shouted Nina, who summoned a fox. Unlike my father, I am able to summon foxes, added Nina. It's impossible on one man can summon foxes, Midara Uchiha, said Tenchi. Why did you summon me, Nina? Asked the fox. He was about 5 feet tall, he had sliver fur and red eyes, with a scar on the right eye. Scar, I need your help, this person has been annoying me since I became a genin, said Nina. Let's finish this, added Nina. She told Scar her plan. She grabbed a handful of fur while Scar charged with such a fast speed, he threw Nina right at Tenchi. He dodged it, but Nina performed Kage Bushin no Jutsu, and got a clone to throw her up. Then another to throw her straight in Tenchi while Scar held Tenchi down. Nina was so close to finishing him up until Tenchi shouted, Sharingan. He captured them all in a Gen Jutsu. He used this method to escape. Kanemi, and Ren disappeared as well. Nina undid her Jutsu, thanks Scar. No problem, replied the fox. That jutsu plus the Kage Bushin no Jutsu takes up a lot of chakra. She was really exhausted, and could barely walk. Sukyu found her and he carried her on his back. She fell asleep on their way back. He saw Kimmy and Anju still in shock. Hey, I found Nina, said Sukyu when he saw drool on his shirt. She drooled, shouted Sukyu, waking up Nina, and a duet of laughter from Kimmy and Anju. Oh, I'm sorry, said Nina. It's okay, replied Sukyu, a little disgusted. Hey, what happened? Asked Sukyu, looking at Kimmy and Anju, who were beat from fighting. It's a long story, replied Kimmy, falling on the ground. Let's just relax, said Anju. Nina got up off of Sukyu's back, her eyes were still red. Sukyu and Anju were the only ones who noticed this weird change in Nina's eyes. Is something the matter? Asked Nina. No, nothing at all, said Sukyu, and Anju caught off guard. The next day, Team 7 headed out to the sand village and made it there at nightfall. While Anju meet up with the Kazekage, they saw Shikamaru and Temari walking hand in hand. With a small blonde, she had green lazy eyes, and wore glasses. She was from Connor. Hey, what are you guys doing here? Asked the blonde in a ponytail. Hey Kana, said Kimmy. We're here on a mission, replied Sukyu. Yup, said Nina. When another kid appeared, he has a spiky ponytail, black cheerful eyes, just like his mom. I wonder what it's like to be in a group with girls, huh, Sukyu? Asked the boy in a dazed. He gained a punch from his sister. Knock it off, Naku, shouted Kana. Hey, stop fighting, said Temari. Naku is acting like AL again, replied Kana in a matter-of-fact way. As everyone went to their rooms, and got a good night's sleep, they prepared for the next day. Danger lurks in Connor, stay tuned to find out. Till next time. Recap. I wonder what it's like to be in a group with girls, huh, Sukyu? Asked the boy in a dazed. He gained a punch from his sister. Knock it off, Naku, shouted Kana. Hey, stop fighting, said Temari. Naku is acting like AL again, replied Kana in a matter-of-fact way. It's a guy thing, replied Naku. L thing you mean, fixed Kana. Whispered Naku. Replied Kana rolling her eyes, anyways what are you guys doing here? Mission, replied Sukyu leaning on a wall. Yeah, said Kimi, when Anju came out. Hey listen up, we are staying here for the night then we are heading out tomorrow so be ready, explained Anju disappearing. The little leaf ninjas went to explore the sand village. The guys followed behind talking about guy stuff and the girls about girls stuff. Hey Nina, when are you going to tell Sukyu that you like him? Asked Kina. The blonde turned completely red at this question. I don't know what you mean, replied Nina red as the red sand from the sunset. Don't lie look at your face, you're so red, replied Kimi pointing at her. Come on it's obvious that you like him, stated Kina. Nina stayed quiet. When Kimi did the unexpected, she took Sukyu's hand and Nina's hand and pushed them to walk together. Kimi, shouted Nina. I'm not that weird, replied Sukyu kind of hurt. Meanwhile, so what exactly is your plan? Asked Kina. I want those two to spend as much time together as possible, replied Kimi trying to eavesdrop on their conversation. Why? Asked Naku. Cause they're meant to be, replied Kimi. How can you tell? Asked Naku again. You're such a clueless guy. Sukyu likes Nina, and she likes him, they just haven't told each other, explained Kimi. Oh I see, responded Naku, can I help? Why? Asked Kina giving her brother a questionable stare. Cause Sukyu is my friend, replied Naku. Back with the blonde and raven-haired kids. Were you attacked by Tenchi again? Asked Sukyu out of the blue. No, lied Nina. Are you sure? Your eyes were different back then, replied Sukyu. No, really? Asked Nina kind of surprised. Sukyu noticed this and cupped her chin so she can look up at him in the eyes. Oh my god, shouted Kimi excited. This completely ruined the moment. Sukyu removed his fingers from Nina's smooth tan chin. She was bright red from embarrassment. I think I should go be back, stuttered Nina. Yeah, replied Sukyu disappointed. When Kimi saw Nina and Sukyu walk towards them, Kimi just realized that she messed it up. So we should go be back, said Nina still stuttering. When the five went back to the hotel it was a restful night. In Nina's room, while she slept, Luna came out as a ghost. She saw Nina asleep and a figure enter through the opened window. So you're the fox, said Tenchi. Yes, replied Luna staring at Tenchi. The young man looked like a sand village citizen's. He had the long brow draped with a hood that covered his onyx eyes. It was hiding his raven spiky hair. So what do they call you? Asked Tenchi sitting on the window sill. Luna, and you, replied the demon. Tenchi, replied the young boy. He stared at Luna stroke some of the strands of hair from Nina's angelic face. Why do you want to take Nina-chan down so quickly? Asked Luna. Demons K my father, spat Tenchi clenching his fist. Not all demons K humans, don't put us all in the same category, shot Luna. You're all the same thing to me, argued Tenchi. Which demon K your father? Asked Luna. Nina's father, replied Tenchi lowering his gaze to Nina shifting in her sleep. Who was your father? Asked Luna. A man known as Toby, but was truly named Madara Uchiha, replied Tenchi revealing his Sharingan. Why your father was Madara Uchiha? Asked Luna. He wanted to take our power, for evil, added Luna. He had his dreams, replied Tenchi walking towards Luna who wanted to protect Nina. He walked right through her and stroked Nina to wake up. When he saw her beautiful blue orbs open, she sat up right away to find Tenchi in her room. What are you doing here? Asked Nina reaching for a weapon. Nina relax, said Luna. Luna, what's going on? Asked Nina staring at Luna sitting next to her. Nina come with me, stated Tenchi reaching out his hand to Nina. She stared at Luna to see if she can. Luna nodded, and walked right inside of Nina. She put on her ninja shoes, her sleeping dress reached her knees, and her sleeping dress sleeves were thin. Tenchi took her bridal style and jumped out of the window. He took her to tallest building so they can talk. It felt kind of weird sitting next to your enemy without a weapon. Tenchi, why are you doing this? Asked Nina. Quote. Please, I want to know why you're attacking me and trying to kill me, plead Nina. Because you have Luna, replied Tenchi gazing at the stars. That can't be it, there has to be more, stated Nina. It was as if she read his mind. I can't tell you why, replied Tenchi. She can see all sorts of emotions in his eyes, but mostly fear. Nina embraced Tenchi in a hug. You can trust me, whispered Nina. A tint of pink appeared on Tenchi's cheek. He returned the hug and told her, in time, but now we'll be friends and enemies. He picked her up and jumped on top of the roofs all the way back to her room. He placed her on the bed. Tenchi, you should stop this. I'm sure we can help. My father is a reasonable person, said Nina. No, this is my battle. Just when we fight, don't hold back, the trees have eyes, replied Tenchi, disappearing. I wonder what he meant by, the trees have eyes, asked Luna. Yeah, replied Nina, gazing out of the window. The next day. Hey Nina, you okay? Asked Kimmy, looking at Nina, lost in her thoughts. When she didn't reply, Kimmy shook her. Come on Nina, respond already. What? Asked Nina, staring at Kimmy, who was frustrated. Finally, I was asking you what's wrong. Asked Kimmy again. Nothing, I was just thinking, that's all. Replied Nina. Are you thinking about Suki again? Asked Kimmy, smirking. No, replied Nina, blushing. Sure, replied Kimmy, giggling. Hey Ni-chan. Wait, what are you doing? Asked Nina. Ni-chan, get your over here. What the hell do you want? Replied Suki, annoyed. Take care of Nina-chan for me, I have to ask Anju-sensei something, said Kimmy with a playful smile. Recap. Sure, replied Kimmy, giggling. Hey Ni-chan. Wait, what are you doing? Asked Nina. Ni-chan, get your over here. What the hell do you want? Replied Suki, annoyed. Take care of Nina-chan for me, I have to ask Anju-sensei something, said Kimmy with a playful smile. As they walked together, that silence was strong, but little did they know that someone was watching from the shadows. Tenchi was watching the two ninjas walk closely together. He couldn't help but feel jealous. Damn, why do I feel so jealous watching Nina and Suki walk together, thought Tenchi, disappearing. Hey Nina, was meaning to ask you about the time when your eyes changed. They were a red, explained Suki, interesting his hands in his pocket. I really don't know what you're talking about, replied Nina, blushing as she watched Suki's face getting so close. Suki-kun, what are you doing? Asked Nina. Just making sure that your eyes are back to normal, replied Suki, backing off. I hope Anju doesn't read my mind and figure out that I met with Tenchi last night and hugged him. She might, since you're thinking it right now, replied Luna, brushing her long beautiful hair. Plus there's something weird about that boy. He's not evil, but you can't keep your guard down, Nina-chan. Don't worry, I won't. You did what? Shouted Anju, who clearly read her little sister's mind. What did you do? Asked Kimmy, watching her sensei shout. Yeah, what did you do? Asked Suki. Nothing, replied Nina nervously. When Kimmy up and stretched out her collar to make sure that she didn't have any adult contact last night. She's clean, stated Kimmy. Clean of what? Asked Nina. You didn't make out with anyone, so no need to worry, Nina is still a virgin, announced Kimmy. Kimmy-chan, why did you shout that? Asked Nina. Let's stop here for a second, announced Anju, grabbing her sister's arm and pulling her to a private place. What the hell were you think last night, hugging an enemy? Shouted Anju. You nothing, you know what would have happened if he KU. Come on Nina, you're a ninja, use your brain. When you see Tenchi you have to fight him, stated Anju. I know, said Nina weakly. Well, you better know, said Anju, calming down. But Anju, he isn't evil, you heard Luna, I just have to keep my guard up. I know that he isn't bad, explained Nina, looking down. When we get home we have to talk this over with Dad, stated Anju, walking off towards the other. Nina was starting to cry. When the same person who she was told to fight appeared. Nina-chan, I'm sorry about this whole mess, said Tenchi, sitting next to her. Why do we have to fight? Asked Nina, looking into his onyx eyes. Because he won't allow us to get along, he wants the demons, replied Tenchi. Who's he? Asked Nina. He is my father, Nina-chan. He doesn't know that I'm talking to you without fighting, replied Tenchi. I should be going, added the Uchiha. Go where? Asked Suki, who appeared behind a tree. Well, if it isn't my dear cousin, smirked Tenchi. Cousin? Asked Suki. Oh, you don't know, I'm your cousin or a relative because of my father, the man who started the Uchiha clan is reborn and I have to obey, responded Tenchi, his voicing lowered, he was about to cry. Tenchi. Asked Nina, why don't you come with us? I can't, replied Tenchi. Why not? Madara Uchiha would search for me and use to KU family. I can't allow him to hurt you, Nina-chan, replied the boy. He quickly embraced the girl in a hug, surprising her and Tsukyu, who was enraged with jealousy. Please take care and remember the trees have eyes, said Tenchi, making a few quick hand signs and disappeared in a puff of smoke. Let's go, said Tsukyu with a harsh tone. Tsukyu-kun, are you okay? Asked Nina, taking his arm. He just pushed her aside and continued to walk ahead. When they reached Anju, they started to run on top of the trees and heading for Connor. When they reached their hometown, Team 7 went home. Hey, you two have been quiet. Did you get into a fight? Asked Kimi, standing in between her older brother and friend. When they separated, Anju and Nina went home to the Uzumaki residence. Nina, Anju, how was your mission? Asked Hinata, embracing her daughters in a hug. It went okay, replied Nina, a little sad. She ran into her room only to be caught by Naruto. Come here, something happened, stated Naruto, lifting up his daughter on his back. Nothing happened, Dad, replied Nina. Come on, Nina, we have to tell them eventually, mentioned Anju. Tell us what? Asked Hinata. That our own little Nina actually talked to Tenchi, replied Anju. What? Said Naruto and Hinata. Did that touch you? Asked Naruto, placing his daughter down. No, replied Nina. What happened, Nina? You're worrying me. What happened? Asked Hinata. Nothing. Okay, shouted Nina, pushing her father's hand aside and running out of the house. Naruto followed behind. They were both sitting on the Hokage mountain. Nina, what happened? Asked Naruto. We only talked, replied Nina, hugging herself. Did he harm you physically or mentally? Asked Naruto. No, Dad, replied Nina. He isn't really bad. He isn't. He is forced to work for his father named Madara Uchiha. He warned me, he even hugged me, explained Nina, blushing. He what? Shouted Naruto. It was only a hug, stated Nina, trying to calm her father down. When Luna came out of her body. You're Naruto Uzumaki, how's my dad? Asked the ghostly figure known as Luna. You're his daughter. Wait, he has a daughter? Asked Naruto. Yeah, it's a long story, replied Nina. Please, Uzumaki-san, Tenchi isn't evil, his heart is blind. If you help him, I'm sure he will change. Plead Luna. Please, Dad, begged Nina. Fine, but no boys until you're 15, stated Naruto, crossing his arms on his sea. Oh, thank you, Dad, shouted Nina, hugging her dad. Yeah, replied Naruto. Now come on back home before Hinata gets worried. Hi, replied Nina. Luna had faded into Nina's body. Then Tenchi appeared right before their very eyes. He stood there looking at Naruto, who tried to put on a fake smile. So you're Tenchi, stated Naruto, almost spiting those words out. You're the wielder of the Kyuubi, right? Asked Tenchi. Tenchi, this is my father, what are you doing here? Asked the blonde. I came to warn you, replied Tenchi. When he stepped closer, the moonlight reflected on a huge bruise on his face. Tenchi, what happened to you? Asked Naruto. My father, responded Tenchi. He harmed because we meet or because he wanted to? Asked Nina. Both, but mostly because we meet, replied Tenchi, ignoring the fact that Naruto's right there. He walked up to Nina and told her, don't worry, it'll be fine. It looked like a romance scene, and Naruto's father's side kicked in and got in the middle. So Tenchi, what would happen if your father meets me? Stated Naruto, crossing his arms on his sea. Cause last time I checked, he wanted to find me. My father is known as Madara Uchiha, replied Tenchi, understanding why Naruto went in between them. So Tenchi, why don't you join us for dinner? Afford Naruto. Sure, replied Tenchi, uneasy. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.